thank you very much for participating in the seminar. Your talk was really, really interesting, and it arised a lot of questions for us. And one of them related to one of the things that you were presenting. It's like we need to create communities, and we need to maintain the communities a long time, not just from one conference to the next, that it can be 1 year later or 2 years later. So how do you think we could arrange things in order to create such a community? At least, which issues should we address in order to do that?
Well, as you know, this is something we are working on and we are very interested in. And it seems to me that one of the ways to sustain those kind of communities is around shared projects. So a community for its own sake is quite difficult to sustain. And I must admit I'm a little bit skeptical about completely self-managed communities that we were talking about earlier. I think that the role of a facilitator in keeping a shared project, keeping a question, keeping a focus going is important. Otherwise, I fear that there will be a wave and then it will die down. So I think some kind of intervention, either through some kind of shared goal.
Like some leadership, some experts in the field, or an institution that decides to
take that role.
Exactly. Okay. And what about the subjects? I mean, Emerge is a conference about ICTs in the context of teacher training or similar in Africa.
Yeah.
What about the topics of the conference? Do you really decide them? Are the speakers the ones that decide the topics? Do you propose them?
We do propose them. I mean, we propose them in a broad sense. I mean, I think in every instance they are the issues of the day. And it's our job to keep up with the issues of the day. And I also think that there's an intermediary role that one must play between the global community and the local context. So we have to also interpret which of the broader issues that are happening in the wider world are going to be relevant for our context. And then offer the speakers an opportunity to decide within that context.
And in this sense, we think that, for example, mobile learning is going to be a useful tool.
Yes.
In the case of,
yes.
Well, not only Africa, I would say in the whole world. But
yes.
Especially in Africa, where it's really difficult to find people with access to a computer, bandwidth, etc. But I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of African people have a mobile phone. So what do you think about this technology?
Well, I think that it is, I don't know if I can say that, but I think it's the first technology that seems to be offering the promise of being genuinely ubiquitous. If you look at other technologies, there have always been serious divides. But cell phones are, do you know what percentage of the world's population has cell phones?
Well, you
said
that in the talk. So
I think at the beginning of this year it was something like 63% of the world's population. It is extraordinary.
And does that percentage hold in Africa?
No, and in fact the figures about Africa vary quite a lot. It's quite difficult to get accurate figures, but certainly amongst students, I think we can say it's almost 100%. The last time we surveyed in South African higher education was in 2007, and it was 98.5% at that time.
And one of the nice things of mobile phones is that they are close to the users, to the learners. In fact, are the devices that learners are using. But at the same time, universities, educational institutions are adopting e-learning solutions. And probably there is a big gap here, because Jane Clovas, in her keynote talk at the European Conference on E-Learning, said that in most cases, software vendors have more power than academics when convincing and asking presidents of universities, etc., in order to adopt technologies. So how can we manage to bridge this gap, or at least to reduce it? Because it seems that we are thinking of two different things. A bottom-up approach with mobile and content generated by users, etc., and then a top-down from the institution. So how can we?
That's a good question. At the moment at my university we are exploring the possibility of a one laptop per student project.
Yeah.
But we also have to think about why a laptop? Why not a particular high-end cell phone that can do everything that a laptop can do, and maybe with a fold-out keyboard or some kind of device for viewing content or something like that. I think we also have to be imaginative in how we think about these things.
Yeah, because I think, and I would like to know your opinion on this, maybe the laptop or the mobile phone should be free, and the problem for some people is paying the fees for using the network.
Yeah,
So
no, that's a very important question, because one of the criticisms of some of these kinds of technologies is that we are, or the institution is passing the costs onto the students, and we have to be very careful not to do that. At the moment in the universities in South Africa, there are very good laboratories on campus, and so there is equivalent and fair access to technology on campus. Off campus, it's very uneven, very divided. Our research is showing that people have very different situations at home, and even when they have access to a computer, they're sharing it with 4, 5, 6, 7 people. But cell phones offer a way of bridging that.